Nobody can hear us, right?
They can.
Nobody can hear us, right? What are you talking about?
Are you doing the opener or am I?
You go ahead and do the opener. Go ahead.
Okay.
Nobody heard that, right?
No one.
I'm sure everyone did.
Here we go!
I see you. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you here to the Nintendo Dads podcast, where four friends come around a virtual table and we talk about Nintendo as parents and as fans. And welcome to episode 539, recorded on August 7th, 2025. On tonight's episode, we had an indie showcase, we had some reactions, and we've played some games, so let's talk about that. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Nintendo has served up their numbers, their data, their financial report, and boy, oh boy, are we going to dive right in. Jesse, cue the music.
Hey, what's up, folks? It's your friend Marty here from Nintendo Dads. And this is episode 539 of the show. It's
Hi,
August
Marty.
7th,
Hi,
2025.
Hi,
And
Marty.
joining me on the show tonight is
Look,
the
it's
full
Marty.
cast
Look, it's
of
Marty.
our podcast that are distracting me right now.
Is that
And
Marty?
Yeah,
Hi, Marty.
Yeah, hi.
That's Marty right
Hi.
there. Hi, Marty.
Hey,
I know that guy right there.
he's so famous.
You know what?
Hi,
one of the
Marty.
things- Can I just tell you one of the things that my wife does that annoys me beyond? I love her so much, but she will introduce me sometimes to people, and she'll be like, "This is my husband, Marty. He's on a Nintendo podcast, and it's the number 3 Nintendo podcast in Canada."
It's a good.
And
It's
I'm
good,
like,
right?
Number 3 is a good number.
And I'm like, you know what? We're not even that anymore.
I think I'll check right now. She may have to update it.
Yeah.
Do you want? I
But
would really.
She
I'd
does
love,
that, and she thinks she's funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how whenever she tells a pun, sometimes she goes, "Ba-dum-tsh," and I'm like,
Ooh.
no,
She's adding her own snare drum.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
You should probably yell at her and let her know it's number 7 now.
Okay, I will. We've look. It's okay. It's okay, guys. We've slipped a
I
little bit.
do want to say though, like we've got good company. Like number 1 is our good friend N64 Josh.
Oh, sure.
Number 2 is NVC.
Right.
Number 3, I have a bone of contention with. It's a Nintendo Power podcast, the one done by Nintendo that stopped like 3 years ago.
Right.
So if you're listening to our show right now, a podcast that no longer actually produces weekly content is doing better than us in the ratings. I'm a little bit hurt. Like,
Is it
do
shame
me a
on you or is it shame on us?
Do me a favor, pull your car over wherever you're at, get out of the teller line at the bank, maybe put your groceries away, and I want you to open up your podcast app, and I want you to go find us, and just give us a 5-star,
Yeah.
and just say, Justin sent me here. That's okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, all things Nintendo, our good friend Brian Shea.
Yeah. It's a good
Number
show.
5, the Nintendo podcast from Woods, Beat 'em Ups. We can talk about that later. Number 6, Kit and Krista, again, good friends of the show,
Fantastic company.
and then us. So it's like we're all winners, but I'd like to be better
Listen,
than
I'm
some of
just
them. So
saying
do
that-
me a favor and
Look,
head over to.
I didn't mean to send us down this big rabbit
At least we're
trail,
better
but
than
just
you are in Canada.
Not by much.
Yeah, I just was like, babe, you don't have to say that. Like, you don't.
I
It's
think next
okay.
time she says it, you should pause her and say, actually, it's number.
We're number 7. now.
Actually, I don't want to
Yeah.
embarrass you in front of these people, but it's
But
number
we're
7.
Actually number 7.
But we're actually
Technically,
7. So
she's-
I'm just
she's now
saying.
started- I will say that she's now started to add at one time.
oh well, that's not.
At one time, they were the number 3. Yeah, so it's
Ouch.
it is what it is. now
Ouch.
that I've started this on a really depressing note, how are you guys?
It's tough to come back from that, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
right?
I think we should just
Yeah,
end the show right now.
I was looking at the the American list, and I think we were in ninth. And again, I don't see Radio Free Nintendo in there, so I'm not sure where the hell they landed. You know, they're still making
Maybe
shows.
they're not free anymore.
So who are the other two that's in the US that are beating us?
We have the Nintendo Shack
Okay.
and Nintendo Byte podcast.
I've not heard of them. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything bad. Just
They're
saying.
between Kit and Krista and us.
Nintendo Byte in Canada is number 10. And what was the other one you said? The Shack?
The Nintendo
Nintendo
Shack.
The Nintendo
Hey,
Shack.
Johnny.
Donnie.
Johnny and
And
Rebecca.
Donnie.
the Nintendo Shack up here in the Great White North is like 15. Just
Well,
saying. Just
hey,
saying.
Look, you know, these are not the numbers we're going to talk about tonight.
They are not.
There's
There's-
tons of other stuff that we are going to dive into.
Yeah.
The IndieWorld Showcase that happened earlier today. Nintendo's latest financial numbers. Apparently, we're all doing fine, or now we're all obsessing about podcast numbers in various regions throughout the world. I was just telling a funny story.
We got to get back to number
I'm
3.
Oh,
sorry.
we usually go. We have this conversation every quarter as well.
We fluctuate,
whether we
yeah.
mean to or not, we do.
Mhm.
It's like, you put on a little weight in the winter, it comes off in the summer. We go up and down. We fluctuate, yo-yoing. I don't know. Anyway,
Justin's got to go
Uh,
talk to our shareholders too sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, I got a call with the board
He's calling
later
them right now.
this week to have a discussion. I'm afraid there's going to be some severe cuts and some soon to be layoffs.
just like every other company.
Everyone else.
Right.
25. Hey, let's do this. Let's shift gears. And let's talk about some news, shall we?
Let's do that.
Ugh. Weird way to open the show, but here's not a weird way to open the show. Our news is brought to us each and every week by you guys at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where for as little as $1 a month, you get to be a part of the greatest community on the internet, whether we're number 3 or number 7, it really doesn't matter. Over on Discord and on Patreon, we're number 1 in your hearts. And so you can go over there, you join up, you get an ad-free feed of the show. You get access to Discord, where all kinds of great things are happening, including Mario Kart Mayhem right now, where, I think that we're having a great time over there this month, doing all these crazy races and challenges that Zablanc comes up with. And then there's all the added bonuses. $5 gets you in the full subslate of Discord channels. $10 pre and post show audio. $30 you become a Patreon producer of the show. And if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, you can also get access to our Discord by subscribing to us monthly with that free Twitch subscription that you get with your Amazon Prime every month. So yeah, we'd love to have you over there. Right now, by the way, let me also mention that for patrons of the show, there is a Mario Paint contest going on until this Tuesday, where you can draw our logo, and the winner, voted on by our community anonymously, will be our social media profile picture for the rest of August and all of September, as well as win a $20 eShop card. So break out your mice or mouse,
Mises.
whatever. Mises. Your Mies. Break those out. Draw. Look, y'all, we've got some fantastic competition in so far. So it could be you. I want you to play with the palette. Play with the canvas.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be really honest. We've received some fantastic entries, and we've received some that are not. And I think you know who you are. And if right now you're asking yourself, is that me? Yes.
Probably.
Yes, it is. Probably is. Maybe a little bit more effort next time would have been great, but just calling it as I see it.
Yeah. And also know that Justin definitely is not he's not the artiste of our
No.
group.
But we will get it printed and put out a Nintendo Dad's HQ on the big poster wall by Marty's office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to walk past that every time we go to HR.
Yeah. Anyway. So you have till Tuesday to get those in. Voting will begin the next day, and we'll go for about 3 or 4 days. And then we will go from there. So patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, head over there and join up. We would love to have you. Also, if you are not aware of this, you can, even if you're not a member per se, even at the dollar level of on Patreon, almost every week, we put out a weekly update. One did not come out today. That's my fault. Every week we put out a weekly update, and that weekly update is like, it's full of things. It's full of all the YouTube videos we've put out over that week, links to those games that we think that you should have on your radar, potential show topics, questions of the week. There's a fun animated GIF in each one. You should go check it out over there. And you don't have to pay a thing for that. That's just something we give you for free.
But again, if you're looking for this week's, it's not there.
It's not there because.
But
I
other
dropped the
weeks
ball.
it is. But this
I
week,
dropped the
not.
ball.
It's good
Yeah.
this week, but not there.
Look. I sat down to eat lunch. Literally sat down at the hibachi place today to eat lunch, and the first thing that I thought was, I looked at my watch and I said, "Oh crap, I didn't put out the weekly update," and then it just didn't happen. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I'm not gonna. There's no consequences. It's just, I'm sorry.
Oh, there are. So we're going to move your office closer to the dumpster room, which is where we keep all the bad podcast files from before that are dumpsters. The dumpster room where we put bad stuff. We're moving your office. It's happening tomorrow. Right, Tim?
I thought it was already moved.
It's happened. Tim organized it. He got the intern to do it.
That's why he was late to the
100%.
show.
That's 100%.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was late.
Well, anyway, let's dive into the news. Big news this week. IndieWorld Showcase was this morning, and it was. I'm just going to go ahead and say this and tip my cards right here. It was infinitely better than the partner showcase last week.
I would tend to agree. Yeah,
infinitely better. So about 15-minute runtime. Justin and I and Tim got to live react to that. You can go to our YouTube channel and check out the replay of that. But one thing that Justin called it this morning, hey, there's about to be a big montage, and there was, and then he said, and one more thing, and it did not happen. So that's interesting that there was not one more thing, but lots of good stuff here. Okay, just a quick rundown. Mina the Hollower, Well Dweller, Neverway, Hurdling, Is This Seat Taken, Little Kitty Big City DLC, Content Warning, Ball Pit, Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, Glaciered, Winterboro, Undusted Letters from the Past, Tiny Bookshop, Caves of Could, Strange Antiquities, Opus Prism Peak, Go-Go Town, and UFO 50. Out of all those, Mina the Hollower demo, Is This Seat Taken, and UFO 50 were out today. So
Tiny Bookshop.
so was Tiny Bookshop.
I'm sorry, and Tiny Bookshop. That's right. So lots.
Don't want to
available
forget
now.
the Tiny Bookshop. Oh no,
lots available
Look at
right
me.
now. Lots of stuff that's good. I think this direct did something really good. It was, most of the stuff that they showed is pretty close. There were some 2026 stuff, but everything else was like, hey, this is going to be in your hands within a couple months. What did you guys like about it?
I think I would tend to agree with you. I think this is better than the partner showcase as well, Marty. I sometimes I find with the partner showcases, I sometimes find like we get into a genre and we stick there a lot. And I said this kind of during our conversation. I have found recently it's been very like it's cozy farm games, it's cozy life sim, and I was like, oh, please don't have that. Right. I found that this is actually a pretty good variety of games across the board, although I would probably say a lot of them more felt like action games or adventure games, with a couple just cozy ones in there. A couple of ones that definitely like piqued my interest. Mina the Hollower, of course, coming out October 31st. That's going to be great. That's from the fine folks over at who did Shovel Knight, so Yacht Club Games. Check out the demo. This is going to be great. Well Dweller. This looks like a Metroidvania combat. You're a ninja owl. I mean, what more do you want from us? All right, that looks pretty amazing. Is This Seat Taken stood out for me? Puzzle game. You can talk about that later. Content warning. Not a game I'm super interested in, but this is a game where like you are running around a horror. It's like a multiplayer game. You and friends are running around a horror situation. Someone's got a camera. You're trying to make a viral video. It looks like an interesting concept.
This is something my older daughter I thought like. She likes that type of
yeah. And I found out by talking to my son that content warning's been out on the PC for a while.
Okay.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, we got that for free on day one.
Oh, interesting.
And they've played it, and they've been playing it. So they're, and then he said it was good.
And then I think the biggest draw that was sort of they usually end with a like one last thing. And it's a big something. The one here that I think should probably be noticed or recognized in relation to kind of the hype around it was UFO 50. This is a game that came out about 9 months ago on other platforms and consoles, got a lot of kind of hype around it. And everyone was like, this feels like a game that is very much at home on the Switch. When is it coming? When is it coming? And today it was a reveal. This probably could have been here's one last thing. Because I do think it sort of has that gravitas in the like indie spectrum place to be.
And I think that game needed a little more explanation. It needed more time to talk about.
I think so. But I think in relation to Nintendo, it was sort of a bigger get, which was great. We were definitely missing, like, there's a couple outliers there that was like, this would have been really good. One more thing. Of course, we'll put out there Hollow Knight Silk Song. We'll continue to talk about it. Could this have been the place for it? It wasn't, but it could have been. Hades now. Hades 2, is that bigger than indie now, right? Or how is it defined? Right? It's a very big game now. It's very popular. I think some of the other ones that we could have potentially seen, I think Marty, you mentioned Peak, right? That right now in the ethos of like indie games has got a really hot, kind of fire around it. I think that could have been something to think about or look into. Moonlighter 2 is one of the ones that I called out. That's been mentioned on a lot of other consoles, had a really big success on the Nintendo Switch 1. So there's a couple of indie games that were sort of sitting out there. And then actually, Tim, you mentioned Demon School, right? Well, Demon School was actually revealed in a press release like 20 minutes later that it was coming to the Nintendo Switch in the beginning of September. So it felt a little bit disjointed at times, but I would say I thought overall it was a really good presentation. And like any of these presentations, it's one of those things of like, yep, I'm putting that on the list. I'm putting that on the list. Yeah. Right. And I know all of us were like, yep, downloading. And truthfully, behind the scenes, again, we're going to pull back the curtain for a little bit. There's a group chat between the four of us. Sort of like, okay, who just got what game? What video are we recording? Who's putting it up? And I think that's an indicator of how much success a showcase is, about how engaged and how quickly we want to get content out. Also, Tim, what did you think?
It's a lot of those ones you mentioned there. I was, all aboard. Especially it's Metroidvania. I'm always interested in those type of things. Ball and Pit is another one, but I know, Marty, you're probably way more interested in that one than I am.
When they said roguelite, yes.
Yeah.
And Loop Hero, they mentioned those two words. I was like, yep.
Yes. But the ones that caught my ear and eyes was the Little Kitty Big City update that's coming.
There's a free update too, by the way.
A free update, yeah. And it's coming later this year. And I'm looking forward to that because I had a blast with that game, beat that game, or, got to roll the credits on it. So I'm gonna enjoy jumping back into it. In fact, I re-downloaded the game just so it's there ready to get the update when it comes. The NSO guys, we love playing the Ultimate Chicken Horse game. So
Yeah,
we're looking
when
forward to
they
the
announced that
ultimate
one, I'm like,
raccoon.
that's a Tim game.
Yep. So me and Chris and Shannon were playing that one. I think Sam might have even joined in, but at some point. But yeah, that's a fun one to play online and just just crazy. So that's a racing version. That looks like fun. And then Glaciered is the other one where it's the underwater world. We're kind of like a avian creature that's underwater, obviously, and you do a lot of skill tree stuff in that game to upgrade and traverse the world, and it looked pretty cool. So those are the three that really jumped out to me.
Jesse, how about you? Did you get a chance to take a watch?
Yeah, I watched it relatively in real time as well. I just didn't want to trust myself on being on the React live stream because I didn't know if I was going to be interrupted or not. But I'm kind of on the fence of, is this seat taken? I've played similar type of logic puzzles games on my iPad for free, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to throw $10 at that, but I might still. Um, I did pick up UFO 50. Well, I'll talk about more of that later. The other one that kind of caught my eye was Caves of Cud. Kind of reminded me of old early 80s DOS-based games, the way the art style
Yep,
was,
that's
which
right. That's
means
the
they're
one
probably going to be balls hard as well.
that's the one we all were like. Justin was first saying, "Marty, that's a you game," and then it showed more, and then Marty was like, "Nope, that's a Jesse game, probably."
Yep.
So I'll be kind of giving that one a look probably when that comes out. That's a winter. They say 2020 winter. They say winter 2025, but I'm counting it as winter 2026 in my notes because I consider that late December through mid March.
Right. Yeah. I thought, one of the, and actually, Marty, what about you? What did you find interesting?
Is the seat taken was a fun surprise for me. I downloaded that. Well, we got a code for it immediately. I wanted it. It is good. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I did pick up UFO 50 and the Mina the Hollower demo. But out of what was left, I think the one that really stuck out to me was a ball pit. That's going to be one that I'm definitely going to be looking for when it comes out. A little bit weird on that one with it was like the Nintendo Switch version will be out on October 15th and the Nintendo Switch 2 version will be fall 2025.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
question
that was
is there going
that's
to be an upgrade path or do you have to wait?
yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna wait on that one. The other one that I really uh um was kind of I don't know if I'm a little on the fence with is Well Dweller, just
Hmm.
because I think it's like I love the art style of it and I think it looks good presentation wise, but I feel like a majority of our like adventure game offerings now that are coming out are kind of falling into the we have to be like Elden Ring slash Dark Souls, chop chop roll, chop
Mm-hmm,
chop
mm-hmm.
roll, and it just looks like that. It's very like I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it's just it looked like a lot of Hollow Knight all over again, or a lot of Shadow Labyrinth. A lot. I mean, like it's like a lot of games that I've played or I'm playing, and so I don't know like what's going to be the thing that makes it stick out, right? Is there something? I mean, other than the art style, like is there
Yeah.
something that's going to make it stick out? So it's 2026, so it's got some time. I think that's, you know, but I do want to mention here while we're on the subject that the Mina the Hollower demo, I got an email this evening from Yacht Club because I kickstarted that game. That demo is only going to be available for 2 weeks
Mm.
on the eShop. So they are going to pull that just like they did the Steam demo when it came out. So that's not going to be around forever. Um, And that did get a release date of October 31st, which we knew it was coming, but we just didn't know
Oh, we
what
knew.
the exact date was.
No, we had the date before this.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
can
it was
probably-
revealed
How much
at
I pay
Summer Game.
attention.
It was revealed at Summer Game Fest.
okay. Well,
And
see,
I
didn't
can
watch
probably
that,
tell
so.
you exactly when I updated it last.
Uh, I did not know that,
Yeah,
but
June
hey,
June
that's
6th.
cool. Most of the other stuff didn't really stick out to me all that much or interest me,
Yeah.
which
We've
is
known
okay.
about
I
this
just
game for
think
3 years.
I thought that this offering, like you said earlier, Justin, I think that this presentation did a better job of differentiating between game types than the partner direct did. It gave me
Yeah.
a lot, I don't say a lot of hope for the
Yeah.
future, but like I just think that like maybe Tim said this morning when we were watching it live. I didn't go into this with any expectations. And I
Yeah.
think my expectations were way high for the partner direct because
Sure.
I mean the initial Switch 2 reveal was full of third parties, and we didn't see those again, and
Yeah.
that was kind of disappointing. Although I did see today that at where's Metroid Prime 4 going to be playable? Is it Gamescom?
Fan Expo in Canada, in Toronto.
Okay, so Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Remaster are going to be playable with Metroid Prime 4 as well.
Interesting.
So kind of sounds like something else is coming down the pike.
Tim, how far of a
presentation.
drive is it for you to get to Toronto?
Well, Chris just drove over this way, and it took him about 3.5 hours to 4 hours. So, and he lives near Toronto. So, about that far.
All
I
right.
think
So
he's saying you need
when
to
is
drive
this
over.
expo? When is this
I'll,
expo?
I'll pull out some details, send it over to you, and see if we can do something about this.
Okay.
Here's the other thing I would say, and this is the question I do want to put to this group: Is this the return? Is this the Empire Strikes Back? Are we getting the return of the Jedi next week? Is this a trilogy? Partner Direct last week, Indie Showcase this week. Is the capital N Direct coming tomorrow, or sorry, next week for Nintendo to give us a big reveal? What do you guys think? There's no doubt we feel we want one and need one, right?
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say it's tough to give an honest answer because I want one. I want it.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic answer because I want one real bad, and so it's easy to say, yeah, it's coming. But well, and I'm going to add a little fuel to the fire here with something that I may have said this last week. I definitely know that I put it in our Discord that it seems like the reports of of a lot of devs not having dev kits prior to launch was true. And I will say I went looking today to see if before I played it is this seat taken? Did it have mouse controls? And it led me to a Reddit post about the game where apparently one of the developers commented and said, "We did not have access to a dev kit prior to launch. We're still hoping to get one. And when we do, mouse controls will be added as a free update."
Yeah, because they did a similar Switch badge or Switch 2 badge for each game, sometimes one or the other or both. This one was Switch 1 only.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that, yeah, if they're going to go Switch 2, it's going to be later.
Just makes me wonder how deep all of that goes with
But why?
nobody got dev kits.
But why? It doesn't make sense because they've held on to launch what seems to be they held on to it so long to launch it, so they had enough stock. Why hold on to it? And
I don't know, but you've got devs out there saying we weren't able to get a dev kit.
Is it that bad of a leak problem that Nintendo is like, we're not giving it to anybody outside of maybe a handful of developers that we trust, that they're like, we're not giving you anybody else anything?
Or at
until it's released.
least Nintendo thinks it's that big of a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is it really that important?
I had a
to
kid
not be?
that has never talked to me about Nintendo related stuff at all come up to me last night and look at me and go, "So you like Switch 2, right?" And I was like, "Yep, I love it." And he's like, "So what do you think about Nintendo locking it out so people can't hack it and then bricking their systems and all that stuff?" And I'm like, "I think it's great. I love it." And he kind of looked at me like, "What?" And so we got this conversation about hacking switches and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm fine with mods and stuff as long as they're not like stealing full complete games and dumping them on the internet before they come out." And yeah, he didn't like what I had to say. I was like, do I need to go
Well,
report you now? Do I-
well, yeah, that's just the perspective of someone of that age. It makes sense because they don't,
yeah.
have the experience that we've had.
So here's another frustration with the whole not giving the other devs, the third-party devs or whatever, the kits. If you're not going to do that, then why aren't you doing what you did in 2017 with your first-party games?
Which is
Which is having a stellar list of games coming out.
A Mario and a Zelda.
Yes.
So then there is a direct soon, because I think there's something coming for Mario. This has to be. It's a 40th anniversary. They're not going to let that slip by. But yeah,
Yeah.
but
While I'm expecting a Mario Direct as well, I'm still hoping for a general Direct so we can fill in these date holes.
yeah.
And
So
stop using just 2025 as a placeholder.
we're going to put a pin in the Mario talk because there's been a little bit of news tonight, not anniversary related, but it might be. Uh, just real quick, what grade would you give this Indie World if you're grading it?
Good question.
I'd give it like a B plus.
So definitely better than last week's where I gave a D. So I'm thinking more like C plus B minus, somewhere in that area.
Tough but fair.
I think
What
I'm
you,
in
Jim?
the B plus area as well.
Yeah, I said B plus A minus. I mean, it wasn't like, well, and I'll probably lean more toward B plus now that I've thought about it all day. Like nothing that was just like absolutely stellar, knocked it out of the park, but very solid games, right? Very solid offerings, some really cool available nows, and stuff for the
Yeah.
future.
But
So one
so
more thing would have made it an A minus or a A for
so
me.
I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think we've seen Go-Go Town before in a direct.
Hmm.
Because like last week I went through my future games list and I did a cleanup on it. Things that have been TBD for a while, I just blew away. I think Go-Go Town might have been on a line item that I blew up, and then now I just had to re-add it again because they talked about it again. Or at least it's if it's not that, there was something with a very similar name. If I could remember how to go back into the history of my spreadsheet, I could probably figure out which line item it was. I just have to figure out how to do that. It's been a while.
Okay.
But not something I
Good
plan on
deal.
doing tonight. But might be
Awesome.
might be a curiosity for the weekend.
So on that note, we'll move on. I was mentioning a little bit of Mario news. It was revealed tonight that Nintendo has announced a something called My Mario, which is a series of Mario themed products for young children that is only in Japan. And these actually I think, are pretty cool. Um, the first of these is these will be available at the Nintendo Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto stores starting August 26th, which would lend to some of Justin's theories that maybe there's a direct next week, right? Something Mario related or something more. There'll be a wood block set. There'll be 2 of these. The first one is 3 pieces, 2,980 yen. This will be Mario, Luigi, and I think an item. And then there's a 30-piece woodblock set that includes enemies, like coins and stars and different things like that, at 19,980 yen. Interesting. It seems like if you go and look at pictures of these, that this is the very close to the Mario Wonder design that we saw, the refresh kind of the Mario style that we saw for Mario Wonder. Um, and also announced was a board book called Hello Mario, which is 1,870 yen, and also an app, a free smart device app and Nintendo Switch software that children can play with by pulling on Mario's face or turning it around and around on the screen. Mario will react in various ways based on the player's input, allowing parents and young children to play together and enjoy each reaction. It's free. There will
So,
also be
for those 3 items you mentioned in yen, there are, I didn't go through the official translation, but approximately about $22, about $150, and about $15.
cool. Good deal. And then it says there will also be a series of stop motion shorts, where Mario shows a variety of expressions and movements. Each video is approximately 1 minute long, and it's called "It's Me Mario" stop motion shorts. Those will be free. So to me, and I'm just throwing a limb out here because I mean there's other stuff that's shown here. There's like Mario plates and cups and different things like that, Mario hoodies and new Mario plushes and shirts and all kinds of things. It's really hard for me to believe that they've produced all that for just one single region. So that's why I think we possibly will see something soon. Actually, funny that it coincides with rumors that there is a brand new Mario collection coming to Switch 2, which would be the new Super Mario Brothers collection, containing new Super Mario Brothers on the DS, new Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS, and the new Super Mario Brothers game that came out on the Wii. What do you guys think about that game? What do you think about the possibility of that? Is that something you want to see?
I think it's cool. I enjoyed the DS and did it come out on 3DS, the second one?
Yeah, that was the one that was all about coins.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first one the most on the DS.
Y'all, when that new Super Mario Brothers came out, it was the same day that it came out, day and date with the DS Lite. You remember that? The white DS Lite and the blue one. I thought that was the best Mario game I'd played in forever. It's so good.
It
It's
was a
still
lot of fun.
great.
Yeah.
It was the introduction of the Mini and the Mega Mushroom. It just and y'all, the DS Lite still one of the best iterations of the DS. Period.
Yeah, it was a nice clean design.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't put a lot of faith in that rumor. It just sounds like someone's wish list item. And I saw someone do, I think it might have been Spawnwave, did a video talking about it. And there was artwork shown of what the front and the back of the box would look like. And the back of the box had a UPC code or whatever the code for cash registers to scan in, and it wasn't a new code. It was a recycled code from a previous game that isn't even in the collection. So I don't know.
I gotcha.
So I think it was just a bad mock-up.
Yeah. I did see that too. So I think stay tuned. You'll probably get a day lead time on this or 2-day lead time on if there's another presentation. Don't you think, Justin?
Yeah, I think
seems
so.
to be what they're doing.
Yep.
I don't think here's what I think that they'll do with this is they're going to drop this to not distract from Drag and Drive coming out, but to enhance Drag and Drive coming out.
I don't know if they need to do that.
Well, no, what I mean by that is this: is I'm not saying like enhance it, like be the focus. I'm just saying like they're gonna remind people. You know
when
what
is
I'm saying?
Drag and
Like,
Drive? 17th?
Yep.
14th.
So I
14th.
is it 14th?
The
So it's
same
next-
day as
it's-
Madden. The
So
regular Madden
it's
game.
next week.
Yep. So it could be, hey, remember out today,
Yeah.
Drag and Drive, because they're doing the global test this week,
This weekend, yep.
this weekend, and then they remind people that it's out today. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think they've got a
They've
story
done
to
that
tell.
before.
Kind of
Totally done that
Yeah,
before.
there's 30 days.
What'd you say? You cut out a little bit there.
At least the next 30 days.
Yeah,
cut-
you cut out on the same part you cut out on before.
we heard 30 days, and that's all we heard.
And we're just hearing 30 days.
And now we have this look
And now
Oh.
he's frozen again.
of disgust, frozen in time.
Oh, the look of disgust and frozen, and now it's just blurry look of disgust. If you're hearing this audio version, you have no clue what you're doing. It's just yep, and there he's gone. He's gone.
So while he's coming back, I was going to say, going back to the Mario merchandise stuff. So it was announced just a little bit ago that there will be in Japan, which doesn't mean it's not going to be here, because they announced it pretty late, late our time, early their time. But if they're only selling it in their 3 stores, and we only have 2 stores here, New York and San Diego or San Francisco, I forget which one, but still, it doesn't help any of the 4 of us.
Nope.
Yep, that's true.
Beer says he needs to refill the router with maple syrup.
I think it's back, is it not?
It is. You're back.
I'm going to the Nintendo store in Tokyo in February. I could pick something up there.
There you go.
I need you to pick up a set of wood blocks.
The $150 one, or it'll be $200 for him.
No.
And he's frozen again.
And son of a
I don't even have to censor that one. He's so sensitive.
Somebody take a screenshot of that.
Oh, it's so good. It's so bad. It's good. And here's the thing: is like he's freezing and jumping, and we're waiting to talk about numbers just for him.
Yes.
Oh, he blinked. Hold on. This might be a nope.
No. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes this recording is a comedy of errors.
Yeah, audio listeners need to look at the YouTube version of this just to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch networks and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay.
Good deal.
There's a lot of baby or little kid stuff in there.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like, okay, let's say what it is. It is trying to I'm not gonna say dumb down Mario, but they're creating new fans,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. The smart device app allows kids to be able to pull down on Mario's face.
Reminds me of Mario 64.
Yeah, I was gonna
Title
say.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Hello Mario.
Justin changing networks, I don't think helped.
Well, if it changes networks, I'm sure
Here's what we're gonna do.
boot 'em
Here's
off.
what we're gonna do. Let's skip over the numbers and let's keep the show going here. And let's talk some upcoming games that you need to be aware of. And if Justin is able to make it back, we'll talk numbers. We're gonna save those because he really loves the numbers. But just some games you need to look out for. Pokemon. Why this list is old. Anyway,
Are you looking at the section at the bottom of the quarterly segments?
at the bottom of no, here we go.
Or-
Sorry.
Yeah, you keep going.
Sorry. Out now, out today. Gradius Origins came out today. We'll talk about that later on the show and what we've been playing. as well as EA Sports Madden NFL 26. The deluxe edition allowed you to play a whole week early. Tim has been playing that. Actually streamed it right before the show tonight. He'll give us his thoughts. Is the seat taken? We'll talk about that. And UFO 50, we'll talk about that. But Tiny Bookshop was also out today. And the Mina the Hollower demo. Out soon next week. Dragon Drive is out on the 14th. The Madden NFL regular edition comes out on the 14th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown on August 14th. Off on the 15th. Bendy Lone Wolf on the 15th. Shantae Advance Risky Revolution on the 19th. Discounty on the 21st, as well as Hurdling. And then don't forget, we'll round out the month with Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 edition plus Starcrossed World on August 28th, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance on August 29th. Justin, I'm glad you're back and you're actually moving because we saved the numbers for you.
Woo-wee.
All right. So I'm just going to let you take it from here, buddy. This
Sure.
is your game.
Do you know the meme of like Key and Peele? And he's like, "Woo, I've been waiting for this all day," right? Like that's the energy I have for this right now. All right, let's jump into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of course, Business Justin, we're going to jump into the numbers that Nintendo has revealed during their most recent financial quarter. Now, this is interesting. We have to remember this is their Q1 results. Now, this is Nintendo tracking from April 1st to June 30th. They then take a month to get all the data basically together, and then they reveal it. Reminder, Nintendo Switch 2 was launched the beginning of June, just in case you needed to know. So here's what Nintendo comes out with. The Nintendo Switch 2 has sold 5.82 million units in June. And including up to the third week of July, over 6 million units have been sold, and the demand is exceeding supply in many countries. Now, I will tell you here in the Great White North, it's actually pretty easy to find it. I can go into Costco and you get the little cardboard and they give it to you. I've gone into Best Buy. It's available here. But I was also in Target in July down in Billings, Montana. Nothing. You can't get it. So definitely some all over the map in relation to that. Now, here is sort of why this is important. Nintendo projected that they were going to sell 15 million Nintendo Switch 2 units in their financial quarter or their fiscal year. And of course, that would be June to the end of March. They have already sold.
They have not changed that yet. They
have not altered that. Target. Correct. And they're at 6 million already. So that's really quite huge. Now, here's the thing. Now, you might be like, Justin, this is incredible. It is incredible. It is great. There's a couple things I need you to like take into it, because I think it's very easy right now to be caught in like then this is going to be a juggernaut and it's going to blow all the records off the wall and it's going to beat the PlayStation 2. Launch windows of any console are good, can typically be good should supply meet the demand. In this situation, supply for the most part is meeting the demand, and so we're getting sales to come in. Versus like the PlayStation 5 when it was launched during COVID, chip shortages, very difficult to end up getting. The first year or launch window time does not dictate the actual success or pace of a console. Right now, it's sort of like it's like it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? And so we have come off the gates really well. We're performing really well, but this does not indicate as you move into years 2, 3, 4 that you'll be able to continue to maintain that level of momentum that you have. Really great off the start. It's going to probably be a really great year. And as you begin to project or look into Q2 for Nintendo and Q3 into their September, October, November, this is why Pokemon ZA being bundled with the Nintendo Switch 2 console in October is a brilliant move. Nintendo is going to look for opportunities to turn existing fans into transitioning them to the Nintendo Switch 2 as quickly as possible in regards to high popular IPs. So here's my prediction. Mario Kart, we have a bundle. Pokemon, we have a bundle. Why? Because people will go for Pokemon. People will go for Mario Kart. They'll move a console. Oh, you're bundling in the game. It feels like I'm getting a game bundled in. Animal Crossing. When Animal Crossing comes up, Animal Crossing will be a bundled console. That's what they're going to end up doing. I almost wonder if they're not going to do like exclusive cool SKUs, and it's just the code is bundled in with the game.
Can I ask a question?
Marty Estes.
I'm just throwing this out here. Do you guys remember when Nintendo launched the Switch, with the video presentation, the big reveal? When did they say that the Mario Kart bundle would be quit being produced?
Oh, I don't remember.
October.
Oh, well, there you go then. Yeah.
So what?
I just remember fall. I don't remember if
let me give you a strategy. Let me give you a strategy of what you just said. Let me give you a more concise strategy. They will continue to produce bundles for the launch of certain games, and that there will be a SKU for the lower priced Switch 2 that comes with no games, and there will be a SKU for the higher priced Switch 2 that comes whatever the game du jour is of that time that they're promoting. So Mario Kart, Pokemon, Metroid Prime.
I don't think you're going to see a separate for Metroid Prime.
Or let's, like, your Animal Crossing theory is fantastic.
I know it is.
So that, because that is, I mean, they would probably say that's in their top 3 big sellers right now, right?
Yep.
So Mario Kart into Pokemon into the next Mario game in January or February.
I think the next Mario game. I think the next Zelda and Animal Crossing. And I would, so here's the reality of it. I'm looking at like the top 10 games they have here, and I would maybe throw in a Smash.
Yep. So is it facetious to say, or silly to say, that we could be looking at, okay, June bundle dropped, October bundle drops, right? That we're looking at a brand new bundle every
6
quarter.
months.
I think every 6 months, probably. I think Marty, for your statement here, depending on when they're doing it, and again, they want to get people. I mean, the reality is they want to get people on the Nintendo Switch 2 as quickly as they can.
I would say at least at the latest every 6 months,
right?
Possibly before.
And there is some correlation that I will probably say in my belief here is also the rise in price that we have seen both in Canada and the US in relation to the base Switches, which we didn't cover here, but there has been a rise. This is interesting because now as a consumer, when you walk in to buy a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2, you basically say, well, hold on, this one is like $100 more and it's the newest one and it plays everything backwards. Well, why don't I just pay a little bit more? The gap between the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 has actually shrunk because they've increased the price of the initial Nintendo Switch, which then makes the consumer say, if you give consumers like the 3 choices, they're probably going to choose the one that like, oh, this is the newest, the biggest. Okay, I can spend a little bit more to get the thing I want. And I get all this back library. That's a very strategic decision that they made.
Yeah. On the other hand, it did probably seal the coffin for it to not pass.
100%. 100%.
I agree. This could be a boon for Switch 2.
What you're doing is you're trying to create conversion rates now that were on the Nintendo Switch OG into conversion rates on the Nintendo Switch 2. And PS, doing that really close to like the holiday time is a super intelligent move. That's exactly when you want to do it because that's when the most consoles are going to be sold.
You know what I mean?
And so your attachment rate in October, November, because of the Christmas season, is going to be so much higher for the Nintendo Switch 2. I suspect we're going to see that they've met their numbers probably at the end of December when we see the report out for for the first half of 2026.
You know what I really miss? I miss the like Black Friday special edition consoles that Nintendo used to do.
Yep.
Whether it was a DS with the Triforce and it's gold, and it comes with the gold stylus, or whatever, or it's I think the last one of the handhelds was the 3DS, the new 3DS, the smaller form factor of that that Walmart had, the black and white interchangeable faceplates with Mario imprints.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, I don't know that Switch is at a point right now where they could, Switch 2 is at a point where they could do that. But to me, here's a thing. Nintendo would absolutely, I think, be in their best interest
Yep.
if we're talking financials and we're talking numbers to come back at Black Friday
Yep.
and say, hey, by the way, we have an OLED Mario Kart bundle and it's back down to $349.99.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
and like, because think about it. I mean, all they've done is negate their price increase, but to everybody else, it looks like a value,
Yeah.
right? And they'll probably still make money on it,
Yeah.
right?
Couple additional pieces I want to pull, and I think you're right, Marty. I think their strategic positioning for the holiday will be very interesting to see. They always do bundles. They always do those holiday things. They want to, again, that is when your attachment rate is going to be high. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
A couple of the things I do want to pull out here just for people to be aware of. Nintendo Switch, now that we're going to talk about the OG here, has sold 980,000 units between April 1st and June 30th. That then brings its their complete worldwide total sales to 153.10 million units. What does this mean in relation to their sort of tracking for beating the PlayStation 2 at number 1 and Nintendo DS at number 2? Nintendo DS is at 154.02, which means Nintendo has 920,000 to go to be able to move into that second position. And that has the PlayStation still at 160 million, which means there's 6.9 million more for Nintendo to have to get themselves that space. And I think Jesse's very right. I think Nintendo will probably not end up now beating the PlayStation 2. I think with the price change that they have just had with the increase of the Nintendo Switch 1, that desire to drive consumers to the Nintendo Switch 2 transition over. I think if you did a price cut, I think you could have done that. The price increase is going to do the opposite, but it's now going to drive people to Switch 2. I don't think Nintendo will pass for the PlayStation 2. Ultimately, they will end up passing the Nintendo DS. So it's going to be Nintendo Switch at 2, Nintendo DS at 3. Doesn't matter really in the end. I think they're happy with that as well. A couple of things that I do want to say, especially during hardware projections, and Jesse mentioned this earlier, Nintendo for this fiscal year projected that the original Nintendo Switch would be selling 4.5 million units. They have 3.5 million to go, and then they have this price increase. That is they're not going to meet that goal. 100% they're not going to meet that goal. That's lofty, especially now with the increase. Whereas opposed to Nintendo Switch 2 is projected 15 million, they have already sold 6. They have 9 million to go.
Oh, they probably definitely had the slides prepared before they announced the price increase. But the 4.5 million units they announced 3 months ago, they're still saying 4.5 is their target. But I agree, it's going to be hard to do.
I'm going to slide in here and say this to you, that the pricing thing in America right now is extremely strange. And the reason for that is that if you go to bestbuy.com right now, it's still the old price on everything. Going to my Walmart this week, it is the consoles are the new price, but the accessories weren't swapped over.
Interesting.
So Walmart right now has the OLED Switch model, the white Joy-Con OLED Switch model for $279.99. The colored version is $299, and it's still at a listed retail price of $349. But the Switch Lite is $229, with some of them being $214. It's like they're all it's all fluctuating. Target seems to be the only retailer.
Maybe some of the stores are waiting until they get billed on the higher wholesale price to increase it to the consumer price.
Honestly, I don't know what's going on with that. Like Best Buy, you think would have jumped on this price?
Yeah,
but
I heard some Targets actually jumped the gun on raising the prices early last weekend.
They did, and then they redid them, but then those prices were the real price. So it's strange to me that we're still seeing major retailers that are holding on to these old prices. I mean, even the both bundles, or I'm sorry, not bundles, but both of the colorway consoles for OLED, white or multicolor, are both $350 on bestbuy.com. Target, of course, I mean, you know what those prices are. OLED went through the $50 increase. Old Switch or Mark II went through a $40 increase. The the Switch Lite went through a $30 increase.
Yeah.
Joy-Cons went up.
Yeah. And that's just what happens, right? Not great, but that's what happens. Canada suffered that also in Friday. I do want to call it a couple last pieces of the numbers here that I found interesting. Mario Kart World has a 96.7% attachment rate at 5.63 million units sold. Jesse, what does it feel like to be the 3%?
Awesome.
You want to talk about a game that like that's incredible, right? Like, we talk about the power of IPs. To no one's shock, Mario Kart sold massive.
I'm wondering if this is a case of people bought the game, just like Zelda 8 years ago. People bought the game before they could buy the console. So
that could be. That could 100% be. Or people were like, I also want the case. I want a collector's item. There's a whole myriad. But I also wonder, like, and it's bundled in and it's cheaper. How much did that move the psychology and the behavior of individuals to make that decision?
I'm actually surprised that they didn't give that split of how many sold as a bundle and how many didn't.
Yeah, 100%.
I expected it there, but they didn't share that.
Yeah. We could run through the usual like numbers. By the way, Mario Kart still sells massively. It's nearly at 69 million. Couple of things I do want to pull out for attention because I do want us to move on as well. Nintendo is now at their digital sales are at 59.3 of total software sales, which is up from 89.9 year over year. So they've gone up a little bit, but this is a great example that Nintendo continues to begin to push more and more on the digital side of it in regards to their sales. The fact they have a bigger internal storage hard drive is a great example of that. The fact that the micro SDs, right? They understand the importance of internal storage and digital consumption or purchasing. This is still not as high as PlayStation or Xbox, but it is definitely a significant move for a company which has traditionally been very physical media savvy. This is also a little bit of probably where we see a little bit of that pushback in regards to the key cards scenario in relation to digital versus physical. But, excuse me, the data is being shown that digital continues to move in a direction that way. I think those are the big things I would say from it.
Yeah.
Summary.
So I
Nintendo
noticed,
Switch 2 had a banger.
So at the end of June, Nintendo had 2 first-party published games. One was a million seller. The other was not. Otherwise, they would have talked about it.
Yeah.
So kind of no surprise there.
100%.
Yeah.
Gonna throw it back to you, Marty.
All right. So as we round out the news, on this week's show, we've gone over the upcoming game releases, and so this week I want to tell you we've got a question from David Bileka that is just such a good question, but we just still don't have our crap together on it. Okay, and so I promise you we're getting to that next week. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to skip over that section and go straight into what we've been playing. Oh, no, we're not.
Tim?
We do have another question too that's in there that we are saving.
Yeah. From Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
From Mikey Burger. Yep. Absolutely. So please don't see it as us ignoring these things. It's just there's several things that have popped up. We're working on them. We want to give you good answers, and so we're going to go straight ahead.
Okay, before we move on, with a few more things that they mentioned near the end of the slides that are Japanese focused, but still I wanted to talk about them. So they're doing a Nintendo Live 2025 Tokyo that'll be held October 4th and 5th.
Now this is the reschedule of the one that was I think scheduled for February but was canceled.
Right. Okay, and then we mentioned that there was 3 Nintendo stores in Japan. A 4th one will be opening in Fukuoka by the end of the year.
Okay. That's where the nuclear reactor melted down, right?
I do not know.
I think so. I think that was the tsunami caused the nuclear. So just like I remember that name. But yeah. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that Nintendo Live because they were, I felt like that was big momentum going into that for them at that time, and they got that like death threat, which I guess we shouldn't laugh about. But anyway, let's talk about what we've been playing.
Do it.
All right, we got a lot that we've been playing over the last little bit. And so I'm going to start with the person who has the least on their list, and that's Justin.
Yeah, I'd like to bundle in where we see opportunities here too. So if
Sure,
I'm talking about
let's do it.
something, let's jump in. I want to. I'm looking at the release. I played Shinobi, the demo. That's a fantastic game. Comes out at the end of this month. Wow, is that fantastic? I've loved every moment of it.
Yeah.
You should check out Shinobi. Marty, you played Shinobi. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean, just it felt right. Like it felt really good. It felt like they've taken their time with it. It made me go play other Shinobi games on the the Genesis app and the Sega collection. The other one that they did before the NSO app. It's good. It's really good.
Play the demo. It's so good. It's so
I
great.
mean, what do you got to lose? It's free.
Yeah, 100%. I then also played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound that came out last week as well. And I loved playing Ninja Gaiden when it was on the NES. As a kid, it was fantastic. This is a ton of fun as well. I definitely find it funny that Sega put out the demo for Shinobi the same day as Ragebound. Feels like there was a little bit of strategic thinking on that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it. We have a Let's Play that's going to be going up soon as well. It's really quick. It's got that one more thing. The movement feels good. The combat feels great.
Yes.
It's got that level of NES crunchiness that feels really fantastic. And I would highly recommend you check it out.
Yeah, I've been playing this too.
Yeah?
I wanted to mention that if you know Ninja Gaiden, you know that the difficulty is sky high a lot of times. There is an assist mode in this game. It does allow you to change multiple different things that will help you if you need it. They if you go try to turn on assist mode at the very beginning, they will give you a nice little talking to. It's like, hey, this is good, and you can use it, but just try it first on normal.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I'm in the middle of level 3 or maybe getting on close to level 4. It's really rewarding when you're able to get that part done, but it's not so I have strayed away from modern Ninja Gaiden games because I played the 3D and they were just super hard and it was just frustrating. This is fun and they just nailed it. It's so good. And to me is worth the price to get it on the eShop. This could be in my top 10 games of the year, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. Next one I started playing just a little bit today, obviously with the release of it, UFO 50. And it was funny when the game came up because Marty, you're like, I don't understand what UFO 50 is. I was like, I think you should pick it up because you like it. But UFO 50 is essentially if there was a multiverse, you have played these NES games at some point in your life and you're trying to recall what it is. And it's a collection of 50 micro NES games across different ages of the 80s that feel incredibly familiar to games that you played in the 80s, but they're making sure that they're able to not get sued by anybody. But it feels like there were times I was like, oh, this is Punch-Out, or sorry, not Punch-Out. This is a Double Dragon. Oh, this feels like. So it's a lot of these little kind of mini games that you end up playing. Oh, this feels like Contra. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool experiment. It's a really cool and all the times I played every the games, I was like, oh, I've definitely played this game before. And as it goes further in the year, so if you start the 8 and the one of the games published in the 1981, graphics are not great. Just like the graphics weren't great when the console first came out. Sorry, 1984. I apologize. And then as you get down to 1989, I was like, oh, these are looking much better. Again, similar to how people learned how to code better, the progression of the games got better. It's a really cool experience. But Marty and Jesse, you've been playing this one. What have you guys thought of it?
I don't get the hype.
Okay.
Now I'm playing them in order. And I played through the painter like the car that you drive around and it paints the floor. And I mean, there's been a couple
CD connection.
like yeah, I'm okay with it. I at this point I'm like, I hope it gets better. What I was kind of waiting for, and maybe it kind of set me up, was your excitement on it. Like I'm kind of waiting on the other shoe to drop. You know, like what's the thing that's tying all these games together? Because you don't really get that from starting the game.
No.
Like it's a picture of a storage unit.
Yeah.
And apparently these two weirdos find.
So you're hoping for a meta as well in this game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. Good call.
But here's the thing. I will say I think it's a neat package. Like
Sure.
Like I think it's well done. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with it today. So
That's fair.
I want to spend some more.
It almost sounds like it's a NES remix type game.
In some ways it feels like that for sure. Yeah. Jesse?
Yeah, I think I only got about 30 to 45 minutes into it. I think I only tried the first 3 games so far. The first one is like a grid-based dungeon crawler that I've hit all the dead ends, and I don't know where I'm supposed to go to progress. And the first enemies I came across were these like mushroom things jumping around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, poke. I don't know if I hit it or not. There was no feedback. Apparently I did. They do die in 3 hits, but I only die in 1. Squish.
Yep.
And so
I bought an umbrella in that game and never did find out what to do with it.
I came across a merchant, but never found any coins.
Yeah, so it's sort of this like, it just reminds me of playing NES games in the 80s.
Yeah.
And the sort of thing of like, did you find this? I didn't find this. Right? Like sort of these different experiences that we're all having, and these things that definitely feel familiar, but are also feeling foreign all at the same time.
Like I see some floor tiles that look like they could be breakable once I get a power up to open up a path, but I haven't found any power ups yet. I just have the basic stupid.
There's also some floor tiles at the very beginning of the game. If you step on it, it'll kill you.
Yes, I got that. That happened to me. Yeah.
Good. Of course, my first
I'm
run
glad
through.
I'm not the only one who did that.
Well, my first run through, I did go left first, so I missed it. And then my second run, I went right, and they got me.
Like Speaking of games that feel oddly familiar and similar all at the same time, I've been playing The Adventures or The Legend of Elliot. I mean, The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tale demo, which, boy, does this feel like Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Boy, does this feel like 3D Link to the Past. And I am here for it. I am loving everything about this game. The only thing I am not loving about it is the fact that it's not out this year. I am enamored by this game.
100%.
I am excited for it. I got into a weird sand desert dungeon thing that got me confused about what layer I was. And finally I was like, I'm just getting out of this thing, and kept exploring. I am like, how far will this demo let me go? Like, where does the demo stop? Because how long is the demo?
So if you follow the little beacon on the map and you continue to the ruins that it's talking about, you go.
I'm there, and you go into the flower thing.
You go in the flower thing, and there is a boss.
Okay, that's where I am right now.
A piece of crap. It's awful.
Okay,
awesome.
It's very challenging.
I just entered that flower thing and stopped playing to. In fact, I stopped playing in order to play UFO 50 before we recorded tonight.
There are 2 places you can find that will give you an extra heart before you get there. So, I mean, it's pretty substantial. I think I put an hour or an hour and a half into it.
I'm already, I'm definitely already at an hour and a bit coming into that thing. And I've gotten 3 additional hearts in the challenged rooms.
Yeah, it did increase my hype level for the game from to, okay, I'm going to get this when it comes out.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like I said, the only thing that I'm upset about is like, could you swap Octo Traveler for this one? Because like, I would appreciate that. Yeah, this has me all in. I'm all in on this. Thank you so much. This is great. Anyone else want to talk about that one, or are we all just good? Okay, cool. The final
good.
game I've been playing is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Of course I am, right? Still loving it. I will say for as regards to where I am, there is a point in the game you have to choose two paths. I chose one. It gets me so far. I have to go back. I'm doing the other one right now. As a Donkey Kong fan, there are just moments I just smile and like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're doing the thing and they're playing the oh my, and this feels like it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did
I
not
Tim.
like the divide. I mean, oh wait, let me rephrase that. The boards on going to either one and going back to where you needed to go is fine. The levels themselves are great. They're fantastic. I love them. The option bugged me for some reason. I don't know why, but to me, I had it in my mind. I was like, okay, oh, they're giving me the option. Which one am I going to choose? I was actually thinking like I'm going to one and not going to the other unless I like it's an option. I don't have to go to the other because I'm choosing one way. And then I go to the next level and find out you got to go back and go to the one you didn't pick. Was like, why do that? And then I know, I don't know, was it one of you guys reminded me that there was a choice in Odyssey too,
They did it
Odyssey
in
as well.
Odyssey. I think
Yeah.
twice.
I don't remember it being such a big deal. It was just how it was presented was like, oh, you got to pick a way. And I was thinking like, okay, I got to pick the right way to make sure I get, the best stuff out of it. And then it was like, I got to go back anyways. Why did I agonize about the choice, which way I was going to go or when I was just going to end up going the other way anyways?
I finished the main story of this game last Friday night late. I kind of Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday and Friday last week, I kind of went all in on it, and I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta finish it because I knew that stuff was probably coming, and I wanted to be sure that with school starting back soon for my final semester, I didn't want the shadow of that hanging over. Like and just to be honest, I'd already kind of gotten spoiled on the end game, and but I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna spoil anybody, but I will say this: the end game, like the end 20% of this game, is some of the most fun that I've ever had in a video game.
Nice.
Smile on my face, just absolutely blown away.
Does it?
And I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna tell you, I won't
Yeah.
say
No.
yes or
No.
no
No.
at
I'm
all.
just.
But I'm gonna say this: the end boss fight of this game, like the last end boss leading up to the final thing. That's how you do an end boss.
Wait, so I want to
That's
ask
how
you.
you
I
do
want
it.
to ask you a question, obviously, without like spoiling it. But you played Odyssey,
Yep.
finished Odyssey. The last sort of like final boss area experience in Odyssey was a big smile moment,
Uh-huh.
right? Like, do you feel it's like equal or greater to that? Lesser,
I'm going to
equal,
say
or
this: we
greater?
were staying at a friend's house last weekend because we went to a toy show in Nashville, me and him, and so they had made us a bed in the guest room, like the playroom upstairs where their kids were. And I'm going to tell you this: that had I not been there, I would have been hollering
Nice.
100%,
Okay. Awesome.
100%. I'm just going to tell you that you aren't ready.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. You aren't ready for
You're
this.
not ready. It was like it was so good. It was so good. And I came home. I immediately came home and looked at my son. And I was like, "You got to finish it. You got to finish it." As it stands right now, I will tell you this: that is game of the year for me.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Game of the year, and it probably won't change.
Speaking of potential game of the years, I would love to hear Marty and Jesse your discussion around Mina the Hollower.
Yeah.
That's
So,
called a
Jesse, why
segue.
don't you? I want to hear what you think first.
Uh, and I, I think I'm in the stuck. I got myself stuck somewhere. Uh, it, the button controls are backwards of what I'd expect them to be.
Mm.
Like the attack button being Y, sure, that makes sense. But talking to people and opening chests, also Y, that was felt weird to
There's a
me.
little learning curve there.
Yeah, and the way the jumps work, where you end up burrowing, took me a while to get used to that, and then you get to the point where you have to burrow to advance. And since the art style, for those who don't know, looks like an old Game Boy Color game, so there's no depth. So it's kind of hard to tell what you have to go over and what you got to go under. They look the same.
But
I'm not really a fan of the combat either. You fight that first boss on the boat, and I'm like, and I almost died, and I thought I was going to die, and I think I would have died if it, you know, basically. Again, this is like the first 2 minutes, so not much of a spoiler, but you don't actually kill it. You don't take its hit points down to zero. It flees when you get to about 25 or 50. So I just said I have one hit left. I'm just gonna stand here and whack it as much as I can, and ended up winning. I'm like, how the hell did I win? I was fully expecting to die with this fight. Yeah, and then so played about 20 minutes in, got into another dungeon area, I think, and I did die, and they have respawn points at the start of major areas. So I've when I respawned, that's when I stopped it.
so one of the things
So
that the demo doesn't tell you, and if you're out there and you're listening and you're about to play through this, you can actually burrow down into the respawn points, and it refills your files to get your hit points back. You can change, assuming later on you'll be able to change weapons, because there's a chest where the weapon you pick in the beginning
yeah, I
is
picked the
there.
daggers.
You chose the daggers. I chose the whip or the
Okay.
flail. There at the beginning of the game,
I
you get a
almost
choice
chose the
between
flail, but yeah,
daggers, the flail, and a hammer that you can charge up. Also, there's a machine in there that will let you convert any bone diamonds or bone stones that you find into bones to level up with.
I did. I I I think it was just I picked up enough bones and it automatically upgraded
Yes.
something.
So
I
if you
upgraded
find
my
a
attack
lot of
first.
times if you find a secret, you'll find like a treasure chest and you open it and there'll be a diamond in there called a bone stone. If you
Yeah,
die, you lose part of that. But if you go to these underground little save points, you'll get your three potions back, and you'll be able to use the stone or the machine to convert the bone stone to actual bones that will
oh,
then upgrade you.
yeah, that's half my problem is I want to hit A for a lot of things that I don't want to hit A on, and so I'm
Yeah.
drinking all my potions when I shouldn't be.
There's an interesting element to this game, and it took me a minute to understand what it was, and it's this: that your potions can only, like, your life bar is red and yellow. It starts out red, and when you get hit, it goes down, and there's a yellow portion of it that remains. That is the most healing you can get unless you kill enemies and pump that yellow part of the bar up. Then when it's all the way filled, you can heal and heal
Hmm.
yourself all the way.
I
But it
didn't get that
forces you
sophisticated into it.
to do combat. The combat's clunky. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it feels
A
like it
lot
came
of
out
the
of
enemies,
1990.
yeah, a lot of the enemies you fight, like you would expect there to be like knockback or whatever, or a pause when you hit them. They're not. They're coming for you. Enemies in this game they're no joke. They're legit.
Yeah,
But
UFO 50 took a lesson from this apparently.
I did enjoy the action puzzle elements of it, where you're like you have to burrow and then use that as like a launch jump, or you're finding different things, like where you knock a hole in the wall and it explodes, and now there's a new path. It looked like fans of Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy or Game Boy Color. This is it. Like this, that's the engine. It looks like they
Yeah, and that's what I
recreated.
didn't like about Link's Awakening.
Well, I,
so
I'm just saying.
what I've played in the demo has actually been a detriment to my hype.
I got you. So for me, that's like the 100% selling point. So I'm on board. I will say I did a video of this. It's going to be on our channel within the next couple of days. I got up to what I thought was going to be like the end boss, and it wasn't. There was one more fight after that, and that's where the demo ended. So if I'd have played like 10 more minutes, I would have gotten the whole demo on the video. Uh, but I saved a little something for people to discover. But I'm all in. I can't wait for it to come out. That's what I think about it. What else have you been playing, Jesse?
Right. So I did put about I've played about I think 5 or 6 runs of Tetris 99 to get the Donkey Kong Bonanza skin,
I
which
forgot it.
was 3 runs more than I really wanted to play. And like I hate that I have to play for an hour to get enough points. Like the last event when they had 4 mini events where you only needed 20 points to do it, I liked that. That was an acceptable amount of Tetris, but I didn't want to play that for an hour. But squeezed it out anyway to get there. I think my best run was like 39th position. You know, I'm lousy. Everyone else is so much better at that game than I am. I've never won it. I think I got a top 3 a few times years ago, but I'm not that good. Then, you know, instead of Bonanza, I've played more of the original Donkey Kong arcade. I'm still couldn't get past that one stage, but I did score a higher score than last week. I think I got an what 84 or 81,006 or something like that. Yeah. That's about a 12 to 15 minute run. It mainly depends on. There are certain areas where I can farm points if the fireballs are stay out of my way on the rivet stages. Sometimes I can farm points, sometimes I cannot. And then I just decided to boot up Donkey Kong Jr. and give that a run. I couldn't get past the first level. The Its equivalent to the rivet stage is a stage where there are 6 keys on the top, and you've got to get to the top of each section and pushing this key up the top of this chain on all 6 of them to free your papa. And there's just so much stuff going on. There are birds that have a zigzagging pattern as it goes up, top, down. There's those mechanical chompers that'll go down the vines. And I think there's a third type of enemy flying around. I don't even remember. But it's really difficult to maneuver with all that stuff going on. So yeah, I'll probably give that another run or two, but I'm probably not going to put as much time into that one as I have the original arcade. And no, I'm not going to play Donkey Kong 3. That game sucks.
All right, I've
Good
been
deal.
playing Donkey Kong Bonanza as well, Mario Kart World because of the mayhem. Spy Drops, a game that we got a code for, which is heavily influenced by the original Metal Gear Solid game on the PS1 and a lot of the stealth-based games of that time. It was actually pretty fun to go into and kind of do some of those things. I like a good stealth game. Metal Gear Solid was one of my favorites on the PS1. I did a first look on it. It's on our channel of showing off what I could do there. And it's basically you're an agent who's going in and stealthily going through a level to complete an objective. And like, for example, the first mission you get trained on, you have to go snap a picture of the bad guy so you can get some intel on this particular bad guy. You get extra points for not killing anybody. I killed everybody on that level. And you get extra points for not getting detected by the cameras. So both levels I played, I failed at getting extra points in both of those because after I killed anybody, I didn't care about going past any of the cameras because nobody was available to kill me, to come after me. because I killed everybody. But I completed the objectives and got some money. So when you complete the objectives, you get a little money from the government to be able to buy more equipment and use that equipment to help you through your stages. In between each stage, you get to choose your next stage to gain more money, and you can pick the difficulty of your objective. So there's 1 to 5 stars, 1 being the least difficult, 5 being the most difficult, and you get more money the more difficult the level is. So one of the things I had to do was about 2 stars was free, go rescue a prisoner or free a prisoner. So I did that and got some money for that. And like I said, it's objective based. You go in, do those things, you get the money, and then you help also gather more intel to help the overall game's objective of defeating a rogue agent that is now the villain. So Spy Drops, a lot of fun. Go check out the first look at that one. I also we got a code for Chillin by the Fire, that game that I was like, what the heck is this, in the partner direct? And we got that, and actually now I know what it is. I don't know if it was just because I was thrown off by the initial look at it and I didn't pay attention, or they just didn't tell us enough in that little snippet of what they were talking about in the partner direct, but there is a lot more game in Chillin by the Fire than they let on. So it's not just sitting by a fire, being cozy, and then using the game chat feature on your Nintendo Switch 2. There's actually some achievements you can go in and do. You can get certain levels of how big your fire gets. You can unlock different tools to help you with that, different camping gear, more fun things to do while you're at your campfire. There's different locations you can go and do campfire. There's survival mode. There's another, I think it's playground area. Yeah, playground, not actual playground, but they call it playground, where you just go and chill and just build the fire, not necessarily for achievements, but just to just mess around. And then there's a way to play with friends. So I know there's a few of us who have a code. We're going to try to give that a try to see if we can do just to hang out and see what it's like to do the game share or game chat portion of it. But it's actually more game than I expected, and actually pretty good game. Especially, I would recommend it highly for those who like achievement hunting in a game. So it's got a lot of good stuff there, and one of them that I'm still trying to unlock is my ability to roast a marshmallow perfectly. You got to do it perfectly in order to get that achievement.
Well, people's been trying to do that since the dawn of time.
Yes,
And they still can't do it.
And I couldn't do it here. It's like you got to get it right, you got to spin it right, and it's easy to catch fire, and it just burns off your stick, and you got to try again. So that's the elusive one. But yeah, Chilling by the Fire is a lot more fun than they alluded to on that partner direct. That partner direct did not give it enough credit. So there is a first look of that.
So is there a meta, or you're still looking for it?
I did not see a meta, or nothing seems to be jumping out at me as far as that goes. But I don't know if you get clear one area and maybe something comes up. I don't know, but it is definitely a fun game for those who are looking for achievements. And again, there's a first look out on it for Chilling by the Fire. So go check that out. And then, of course, as Marty talked about earlier, I got the EA Sports Madden NFL 26 Deluxe Edition. And we got a code for it. So I did a review of that. Not a review, excuse me, a first look of it today. And I am so rusty. I did horribly in it. So I need to go back to the training part of it. And that's what I was doing before we started the podcast. I was in the training mode trying to rebuild my skills in playing Madden, because it uses some new button configurations, not because it's on Switch, but just because it's a newer version of the game. Even when I got the newer version, the 2023 version, I think it was, with Madden on the cover, I played using the classic controls. With the Switch, I use the newer controls that they are offering, where you can be more precise with your throws and more controlling of your runners and your defense and all that kind of stuff. But from what I can gather from what I played so far on both the stream I did earlier and what I played afterwards, the Switch 2 handles it very well. It is a full game. It is not a light version of the game. That EA confirmed that. It is, nothing was held back. And it looks fantastic on a device that can play Madden on the go. It plays fantastic for being a Nintendo console that hasn't had a Madden game since the 3DS. And then the graphics look fantastic. In fact, there was a couple instances where I was like, oh, they're playing a video of some real life footage. Oh no, wait, this is actually the game. So it looked that good. But again, I mentioned this before. I think you guys asked me this. Marty might have asked me this, was how do I feel about before I was getting it? Am I wanting graphics out of it? And that is not my number one, knowing this being on a Nintendo Switch 2. My number one, is it going to be fun? Is it playable? And of course, I don't want the graphics to be jarring in any way to prevent me from wanting to play. But it is not at all jarring at all. Looks great, fantastic, plays great. No interruptions in gameplay. I didn't feel like the game stopped me from controlling my players correctly. It was me that wasn't controlling them correctly.
Yeah.
Because I needed to learn it more.
So, are there any missing features from the other versions?
That's what I was saying earlier. No, there's nothing missing from this game. It was confirmed.
When I dug into WWE 2K25, what I discovered was they had made a really bad decision this year, and this applies to all versions of the game, that they have what is called bubbles for their creative content. And I think this is the stupidest thing. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC are all in a bubble. And the reason they restricted PC to that was they said, well, we don't know, what type of PCs people have. And really what it is they don't want people modding, and they don't want people doing things with the creator that they can't do. And their whole reasoning for this was, we wanted to create the experience on the island, which is like a single player thing, and make it as good as it could be. And so another bubble is PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Then Nintendo Switch 2 is in its own bubble. And also because of Nintendo's weirdness about family-friendly and parental controls and stuff, the 2K25 version on Nintendo Switch 2 does not have an image uploader, which means that you can't upload images to do custom clothing like you can on other consoles. You also can't upload your face, so that you can, there's a way that you can take a picture of your face and get it in a format where you can put it like on the wrestler on there, and it looks like you, which I was able to do in 2K25 for PS5. The image uploader for Switch just doesn't even exist.
Yeah, there's nothing missing from this game that they did. As far the EA confirmed, nothing was taken out.
Yeah,
it's not a light version, nothing like that. The only thing they did do is limit who you can cross play with.
Yes,
so that sucks. That's the part. I can't play against somebody on Xbox or PlayStation, which sucks. Now, I do want to mention real quick, somebody in the chat, Mannon's Memories, is basically calling me out, saying, I said very well, or it struggles to hold 30 FPS. What, dude? And then, is the bar that low? No, it is not that low. This is the first time that the Madden game has been on a Nintendo console. It is on, you can play it on the go. If you're worried about FPS, if you're worried about graphics, I mentioned it during the stream, go play it on your PlayStation or Xbox or your PC. Go play it there if you're worried about the FPS. I knew going in that the graphics were probably not going to be on that level because it's on a Nintendo Switch 2. It is a on-the-go device. and it did not struggle with anything. And I did the 30 FPS, if that, because I couldn't find anything that confirmed that. So if you're reading the numbers from other people, wait till EA confirms something before you just assume what they're saying, the other people, because I can't tell if it's 30 frames per second. If you can, good for you. Go play it somewhere else if you don't like it 30 FPS. Or if you're letting other people show you that at 30 FPS, then don't buy it there. You know not to buy it. I am happy with what I got. I don't care about the graphics side of it. And because I didn't care, it looks fantastic to me. And I played it in handheld before we got on. It looks fantastic. It looks phenomenal on this tiny screen. So I don't have a problem with the graphics. So I hope you or anybody else who comes at me with the stupid graphics thing, I already knew that coming into it and I was fine with it.
I like Feisty Tim. I love it. There is one game left that I would like to talk about. Jesse, do you have something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to jump back to Mina the Hollower for a bit. I wanted to do it before he brought up frame rates, but that's the topic I wanted to talk about. Is Mina the Hollower has multiple frame rate options. If you're playing, you can go 60 or 120. So if you're playing handheld, you get 1080p 60 or 1080p 120. So I figured, why would you not go to 120 if the screen supports it? But if docked, the options are 4K at 60 or 1440 at 120. Though my display is only a 60 hertz display, so I'm not going to go to the 120. But if you have a display that can support that, then you've got that out as an option. And then really, with the blocky types of graphics, you're not going to tell the difference between the 1440 and the 4K anyway. They're all blocky.
Right.
So,
that's right.
But
I just plug it in and let it pick.
So you've got a frame rate choice, of which I'm not going to tell the difference between the 60 and a 120. I have a hard time telling between 30 and 60. And that stupid mini game and that other game I talked about earlier has proven that I don't know the difference between 30 and 60 at the time.
There's one other game I want us to talk about before we move on, and I'm going to do it very quickly because I did a rather lengthy video of this. It'll be out this weekend on our channel, and that is Gradius Origins, which launched today on Nintendo Switch. This is amazing. If you're a shmup fan, you have to pick this up. I wish that Konami had given the level of care that they've given to this to all of their games. There's rewind, there's invincibility modes, there's easy modes, there's arcade mode. Each game has multiple versions. So like with Gradius, you're getting the Japanese version. You're also getting an additional Japanese version, the North American version. You're getting all kinds of different things. And also buried in this, I don't know how I missed this. There is a theoretical game that they have made for this collection called Salamander 3 that is a brand new entry in the Gradius franchise. And it's like basically the entry screen says, what if there was a sequel to Salamander in 1998? This is what it would look like. And so they have recreated what that game would be like at that point. And y'all, it's just joy. Like I played through the original Gradius on invincible mode in the video just because it's fun. Like I was like, this is a great way to take out your frustrations. Like if you've had a bad day and you just want to blow stuff up, here it is. You can fly through stuff. You can, have all the weapons from the very beginning. The amount of control and options you have over the game is astounding. And there's enemy, sprite looks that you can take. There's art book. There's all kinds of other stuff. This is how you do classics collections. And it's out right now. The pre-order price is over with. The pre-order price was $35. It's now gone up to $40. But you get 7 games in the Gradius series, including the brand new one, and like multiple versions of each one. I want to say that I think at the end of it, it's more like 17 or 18 games, maybe 19. If you count the versions all as separate games. There's even like a for the original Gradius, there's like a demo version that never came out. So it was unreleased, but it's playable on here. And I just think that kind of thing is cool. That's why I'm looking forward to the Mortal Kombat Classic Collection that's coming out. That they're going to have stuff in there and be able to unlock secrets and do things. I love these collections of these. So yeah, Gradius Origins A+. I think you should pick it up if you're a shooter fan. What's stopping you? That's what we've been playing. Let's turn on the community spotlight very quickly.
All right, gentlemen, we got a few questions from our community that we've been holding on to for this moment for all of us to be here. So let's get through these so we can get those answered. I'm going to save the email for last. Because that was the newest, and we're going to get through some of these older ones. Starting with Mikey Burgett's question: have you used the game share feature on the Nintendo Switch 2 yet? If you have, what games did you share, and what were your experiences with it? I have not yet.
I don't remember who I played it with. Someone else shared their Big Brain Academy or whatever that was called with the 3 or 4 of us that was in the chat, and it was kind of lousy. Kind of a similar experience to Matthew's attempt at playing it. Mario Kart World with a few friends on their Switches as players 2 and 3. It did not go well for them either, and that was local. So, but this was over the internet. But one thing that I did notice that was kind of interesting. So you're in the middle of a game, you put it to sleep, or you can go to the home screen, and the game is still basically paused in memory, that you can then jump into it and continue at any time. I still had a game running in memory while the game share session was in place. It did not interrupt my game save or my game progress. So when the game share was over, I was able to then just resume my game. So it's cool. I thought it was cool that it didn't interrupt that.
That is cool.
Because there's no processing going on my machine. I am just a screen and an input at this point. Again, very similar to how the Wii U gamepad worked.
Okay.
Yeah. I have not used it, but I've used the game chat function a fair bit. And I know that the 4 of us did on that game we all played, and I've been using it a lot for playing Mario Kart World in our monthly Mayhem tournament. That's been a lot of fun. So it's a cool function for sure, but not the game share itself, just the voice chat.
Yeah, I've done game chat in every single of the match of Mario Kart Mayhem, even with Tim the other night when he beat the brakes off of me at the last minute. I was sitting on the couch just game chatting with the Switch in its dock there for our quick match. I've not used the game share feature, but I have done the the lending thing and it does work really well from Switch 2 even to Switch 1 and Switch 2 to Switch 2. So yeah, I mean both my son and I both bought Donkey Kong, so there was no reason to try game share with that. We haven't really found a reason to do it around our house, and I don't know anybody else with a Switch 2, so I don't know that I'll be doing it.
Game share does work with the Switch 1 as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I don't know anybody. I don't know any other adults who are like, yeah, I've got a Switch and I carry it around all the time. Like I do.
Point. Yes. Good point. All right. If we do find a situation where we do that, we'll definitely have to remember to share that.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is from Blazed.
Well, I'm hoping the new set of Picross games from Jupiter for Switch 2 will allow multiplayer online through game share, and we can give that a try.
Right. Someone asked me too if Madden offered game share, and I was like, that'd be awesome. I thought there was an ability to do I forget what they call it, but pass the controller type thing. Um, but yeah, there wasn't a game share feature that I could tell. All right, Blazed in SD asks, consider yourself a Zelda fan? Are you all in on the new open world style of the last two games, or do you miss the more linear item dungeon boss style of past 3D games? While sales mean open world is probably here to stay, do you think we ever get anything in the older style again?
I think this goes back a little bit to our question or all of our commentary regarding Adventures of Elliot, right? Which is very that version, the linear
2D,
version.
3D,
Yeah,
HD or 2D HD.
Yeah, linear version of it. And I think there is a craving we have for that, right? And I think there is some nostalgia for that. So I think there's still a craving for it for sure.
So for me, my answer to that is I don't mind the open world style. I'm tired of the Breath of the Wild world. Let's move on. I mean, if you count the two Hyrule Warriors games, we're now 4 games into this universe, and we've never spent that much time in a type of Zelda. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I still prefer the 2D Zelda over 3D Zelda, though I kind of I'm not a fan of the open world, and the only reason why I played them because they were Zelda games, and again, I will never play them again, not in their entirety at least, just due to the size of those games. But I would not, I would want them to go back to more like Ocarina, Majora, Wind Waker type of format. Still 3D, but still with going back to a traditional type of dungeon instead of pull 5 switches and beat the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I like the mix. I like it when they mix it up for sure. It's like, okay, if you came out with a 3D one, are you going to give me a 2D one? Or vice versa?
Yeah, having the Link's Awakening style and then it applied to Echoes of Wisdom, I thought was good. I'm fine with that. I would love to see a return to the cartoon. Spirit Tracks slash, whatever. What was the first Phantom Hourglass? That
Yeah.
was in the Wind Waker universe. I'm okay with that too. I'd be okay with the return to that. But
That's
I
a
think
collection they need to come out with, is the DS collection for
The
this.
Toon Link collection.
Yeah, the Toon Link collection. That would
I'm
be
okay
awesome.
with that. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
nice. All right, we messed around with this question in post show a few weeks ago, but not everybody was here, so we saved it again. So Darth Platypus asks, what video game song would each of the dads have for a WWE entrance song? I had picked 4, and I specifically picked music from the Nintendo Music app for each of us to kind of give us something to start with.
I want to hear your selections.
So I can't play them here.
I'll see if I can. I don't know if.
Okay.
Well, like Marty's, you linked a YouTube video, so I should be able to play that.
We not get a copyright strike for this?
Yeah, at this point, what does it matter?
Probably not a strike, but we might not make revenue on it, which again,
At this point,
it really doesn't matter. All right, so let me
So
lower
Marty's
let me lower the volume a bit before I hit play.
Marty's, I picked this one. This is F-Zero X, title BMG. So it's from that game. I thought that would be a good entrance for Marty. And the next one I picked for Jesse was from Pokemon Legends Arceus. Battle Volo.
People who's played Gen 4 will bring this song will give you nightmares.
I could see Jesse coming out, just doing this with his beard, and looking around. Yeah. So that was definitely one for Jesse, and then Justin, I picked Donkey Kong Country, Funky's Fugu.
Fugue.
Fugue.
Fugue. I could see Justin just running from one side to the other side of the main stage and then running out towards the ring on this and then doing the Ultimate Warrior thing. And then mine is the Super Mario Wonder Castle Bowser Battle.
Mm.
I could just see the people chanting along with it like this.
That's got a bit of a rock to it more than I remember.
Yes.
I probably didn't pay attention to the soundtrack much.
Got a
when I
little bit
played
of the
game
Mario
for the first time.
64, kind of thing. Yeah.
So those are the entrances I picked for you guys from the Nintendo Music app. So anybody
All right,
listening,
so
everybody can play them there.
I've got mine. Here's Jesse's. This all coming from the music app too.
Can't hear it
I'm not hearing it.
because of the. No, it's because of the background blocker. It's blocking it.
Did it play it?
No.
No,
But
the background blocker is
I think
blocking it.
Zoom ate it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it is the Donkey Kong 81 title background music. That's Jesse.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to play it. I'll go through. For Tim, Tim is getting the light plane music from Pilot Wings.
All right.
All right. Justin is getting, and I swear this is the first one I thought of for you, was Gangplank Galleon
Nice.
from Donkey Kong.
Love
And
it.
yeah, and for me it is the map music from Super Mario 3D World when you get to the Bowser Casino area or the Bowser Fair at the end. I love that music.
Which
so
Donkey
much.
Kong game for Jesse's again? Which song was
Is
that?
it like the NES Donkey Kong, the title screen music?
Okay,
This?
Yeah. Yep.
gotcha.
But you know what, Jesse? I'll do you one better. It can be the Donkey Kong version or the Donkey Kong Country version of it that goes into that
Yeah.
title screen music as well. And then Pilot Wings Light Plane for you, Tim.
Yep, I got that one.
Here,
I got all the other ones. I just didn't type it quite fast enough for Jesse's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rare logo.
And then yep. Music box. Yep.
Squeak,
Nice.
squeak, squeak.
Nice. Fantastic. Good stuff. Any other choices from anybody, or we got that covered?
I have nothing more to add. You guys
Nor
were
do
awesome.
I.
All right. All right. Zablanc has a couple questions for us. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Let me follow up Darth Platypus's question. After that was picked, Koopa Kid followed and asked, what would their catchphrases be? What would each one of your catchphrases be? I put Jizo Pete's.
I would say it's business time.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I can't think of anything other than my normal greetings.
Yeah,
That works.
I don't know. Um, I'm not good at catchphrases.
So you're gonna be like IRS or Renar Shyster coming in with a business suit to wrestle in?
Yes, that would be Justin. Death and taxes. Uh, he and the Undertaker should have always been a tag team anyway. That's the whole thing. Probably, I guess mine would be bye bye.
Okay. Nice. All right. Now is the blocks questions. Older question and then a newer question. What game that you've never finished would you play the living heck out of if it had an easy mode? I had mentioned Ghost Runner and Elden Ring.
This was an immediate answer for me. The Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the Super Nintendo. The first, is the NES games remade for the Super Nintendo. If there was an easy mode, 100%. I loved those games. Never could finish them.
I did finish the first two at one point.
Oh my gosh, good for you, because
I wouldn't be able to do that again. What the Konami Turtles game on NES?
Oh yeah.
The seaweed level with the bombs.
Yeah. That one's sitting really true with me right now, actually, as I'm thinking, as you're saying that. Like, yeah, there's nothing else that really stands out, but that's a really good poll, Jesse.
Tim's looking like he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm trying to type it.
Okay.
Yes, game. What did you have, Jesse?
No, that was the Turtles game was mine.
Oh, I thought that was Justin's. I thought you both are gonna have.
He
I'm both
disagreed with
taking.
it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did not disagree. I thought it was great. I'm taking that too.
All right. All right. Those are the games. All right. Justin's DK, Marty's Mega Man, Jesse's Tingle, Tim's Captain Toad. Ignoring this, if you had just been asked today to pick your Nintendo Dad gaming persona, which character do you think you'd pick now?
Mega Man. I'm boring. That's my dude. That's my guy. But if I couldn't pick that one, I would go Bowser.
I would go the Legend of Zelda. He's the big one of the champions.
The Goron?
The Goron guy?
Yeah.
Daruk? Is it
Yeah, not the from Breath of the Wild. He had the big like saber kind of thing.
Oh, he's got the amiibo,
Daruk.
right?
Yeah, Daruk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that one.
How do you spell that?
Oh, I struggled to remember what his name.
Daruk.
I struggled to remember what his name was. Like, don't let me have to spell it.
What egad?
Oh, nice. It's a good one.
That's a good one. What a overlooked character.
Right?
Actually, I'm changing mine. It's Waluigi, and everybody knows it.
Okay. Yeah.
I would be Dark Link.
Oh, good call.
Ooh, that is a.
That was immediately what got me to get going on Breath of the Wild, was because my daughter found it and she was like running around with it, and I was like, "Where'd you get that?" And she told me, and I was like, "I'm going to go get that." So that's what got me to go.
I'm sorry. The other one I would probably pull is Tom Nook.
Tom Nook. That's funny.
I remember
That's a very appropriate one.
I remember playing the original Hyrule Warriors on Wii U, and they had a Dark Link skin for Link's character. And when I got to the Master Sword, I pulled it as Dark Link, and it looked hilarious.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, good picks, guys. All right, now we got the last question, which came in the email. That is from Ray Gun.
Pew pew.
Hey, dads. Pew pew. Hey, dads. Are you like me and missing Virtual Console? Heck yeah, you are. Only recently did I realize that arcade archives could serve as a sort of replacement. It may help fill that empty hole in your life after Nintendo unceremoniously ripped the Virtual Console away from us. It all started after my son took me to a retro arcade in my area. It was there that I rediscovered my long-lost love for the original two-player Mario Bros. I also introduced him to Hard as Nails Donkey Kong. With his help and unlimited credits, I finally beat the Simpsons arcade game. I was positively glowing with arcade nostalgia. After we got home, I found the arcade archives on my Switch. For whatever reason, I didn't realize that there were so many arcade ports to choose from.
Yeah,
So now with
that publisher is the #1 publisher on the Switch. They put out a game a week
right.
for 8 years, and they're still doing it.
So now with my son and daughter, we all get to enjoy Mario Bros, Donkey Kong, and Bubble Bobble. I hope that Joust will eventually make its way onto the system soon. Do any of you have any arcade archive games? Any suggestions? Any arcade games you hope will come to the system?
I don't have any arcade games or arcade. I don't have any of them. But I do like sort of collection games where plausible, and I have the Cowabunga collection. And that's sort of the way that I like certain sets together, but it's great.
Right?
I think, Marty, you have the Mega Man collection, I assume.
I do. I've got several collections. The Mega Man collection,
There's like 4 of them now, isn't there?
Castlevania, Contra. There's 4 like Castlevania collections now, or 3. There's the Mega Man X collection. There's the Mega Man, was the Battle Network collection. There's the regular
the original
one,
games.
Castlevania collection, or all of those. The Contra collection, the Gradius collection, Mortal Kombat's coming out. I do have one arcade archives game though, 2 of them actually. I got the original Donkey Kong arcade archives version because you can play it in Tate mode, which was a big thing back, with when that we discovered that was going on. And then versus Super Mario Brothers is on the Switch as well. This is the cabinet version of Mario Brothers where you would like sit down and be against the person sitting across from you, and both of you are looking down at the table. And this has different levels in it. That has like new maps that are not in the regular Mario game. And so that interested me, and I thought, well, I can try that. And so it's $8 on Switch, so not a bad thing. I agree with this. If you want that arcade nostalgia, it's perfect to be able to play these things at home. I do wish that they would do like on cartridge compilations of these, but unfortunately they don't.
Right.
Yeah,
I have the Ridge Racer games.
Oh crap! I have more than I thought.
Yep, I got the Ridge Racer games, but go ahead, Jesse.
All right, I have Burger Time, Donkey Kong Jr., Elevator Action, Mario Brothers, Punch Out, and Versus Super Mario Brothers. I probably put the most time into Donkey Kong, and I remember I was on vacation when I've talked about this before. I brought a projector with us. So I connected the dock to the projector, rotated the projector 90 degrees, Tate mode. So I'm playing Donkey Kong on a 9-inch screen, a 9-foot tall screen. It was awesome.
Ooh. That's cool.
And then I remember. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I remember I played the Burger Time and I was sucking. I'm like, I couldn't get past the first stage barely, or I'm like, I know I'm better than this. Something must be
What's
wrong
up?
with the controls
Hold
here.
on.
So I loaded it up on my arcade cabinet, and I got to like the fourth stage and went on my first credit. So I'm like, okay, something must be weird with the controls on this version of the game because I'm not that bad.
All
Yeah,
right.
there are a ton of games on Arcade Archives. I'm just going through lists of them, and it's like,
Hundreds.
oh my gosh, I need to start adding these to my wish list because there's a lot of games on here
And
I
they
want
do
to
go
get.
on sale. That's a good point.
Yes.
Add them to your wish list. They do go on sale from time to time. Well, guys, I think that's the end of episode 539. Thank you for hanging with us as we talked everything from new Nintendo numbers, Indie World, all the way down to Arcade Archives. You guys are the best. We want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amira, an anonymous Patreon producer, and our other 100 plus patrons, as well as our Twitch Prime subscribers, Twitch followers, and YouTube subscribers. You guys are the bomb. We would not be anywhere without you guys. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do any of what we do if it wasn't for your support. Keep spreading the word. Keep telling people about the show. Share us with your friends that are into Nintendo or video games. We would love for them to come along on this crazy journey. And direct them to NintendoDads.org. That's our website where you can find our Nintendo Dads family of podcasts, as well as other podcasts we recommend like Star Wars Dads, Mega Dads, Dad Crossing, Retro Logic, and their family of podcasts, as well as our YouTube videos and tweets, all of our social media, Patreon, and Extra Life pages, and our merch. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Manscaped.com, where you can get 15% off your order with the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. You get some free stuff or cool stuff. It helps us get some stuff too. We scratch your back, you scratch ours. I don't know how that saying goes. Anyway, you can email us at nintendodads@gmail.com and call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music we use throughout the show. And a reminder, wherever you catch us in your podcatcher of choice, please leave us a written review if they have that feature, maybe a 5 stars. Just leave something there, interact with it, because, now we're down to 7 in Canada, and that'll help pump us on up the list, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe we hit that number 1 spot because you said something about the show. You can do like Justin said earlier, just say, Justin sent me here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or like I said, write some words about us, and some people did that for a while. They would just go in and write the words, some words. It was great.
If you want to just put like an inside joke in, just write in like maple syrup mousses. That's it.
Yep. Euro Boys or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my god. The Euro.
Cut.
Oh my god.
That's a deep cut. Way back in the 300s. Anyway, for me, for Justin, for Tim and Jesse, thanks for hanging out for episode 539. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Euro Boys.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Federal regulations require me to warn you that this next test chamber is looking